more than 200,000 people affected when 1,500 plus flights were cancelled on Monday due to a meltdown in the National Air Traffic Service computer. Thousands of Brits, they've still left abroad. Some being told they won't be able to fly back until Friday, Saturday even, and we'll speak to someone later in the show, 12th of September. They simply can't get home. There aren't any flights, and even though they are entitled to their airline, finding them another flight, and if not, finding them a hotel and making sure they've got food and water, many aren't getting that either. Thousands of British people forced to sleep on the floor at airports, not getting any help at all, because frankly, it would appear no one cares. The airlines aren't to blame, but NATS is, but the airlines don't have to pay compensation because NATS is to blame. It is, we are told, an extraordinary circumstance. So maybe even your travel insurance might not pay out. This is not a system for the 21st century. If the filing of a rogue flight plan from a French airline can mean the entire air traffic system for the UK is taken down for hours on end, and hundreds of thousands of Brits are forced to have their flights cancelled, and some forced to sleep on the floor of airports for a week, something is going very wrong. And you've put me in a situation where I'm having to agree with Ryanair's Michael O'Leary, who said that where was the backup system, and said it was completely unacceptable that this should happen in this day and age. Then you really have got things wrong. We need a first-class system for a first-class country. Keeping planes in the air shouldn't rely on something as basic as people having to input with paper and pencil, for goodness sake. We're going to be talking about this throughout the show. Emma Revel is a political commentator. She's also head of public affairs at the think tank, the Centre for Policy Studies, and joins us in the studio. It is extraordinary that so many people are still being affected. We spoke in the last half hour to Paul Charles. He was saying, look, we need to have a fail-safe system. We need to have an inquiry into this. Do you agree?
Yeah, I think the Transport Secretary, Mark Harper, has asked NATS for a very comprehensive report that takes a couple of days, not a couple of weeks, and for that to be on his desk to explain what happened, what went wrong, and what do we do next time. I think it's one of those moments there where you stop and pause and realise actually how complex a system international air travel is and how much it relies on everything going right almost all of the time. If you have even, one small error that causes a system to malfunction, or indeed, I think the system, the people operating it would say it operated the way it was supposed to. It was supposed to shut down, but that's going to be no comfort if you've been sleeping on an airport floor for 2 days, or your holiday's been cancelled, or you can't get home and back to work.
No, indeed. I've been thinking of all the years when I was a student and I'd have been delighted to, oh, God, my flight's been cancelled, I get to have another week in a hotel. They're not in hotels, a lot of these people. If they are, it's a cruddy airport hotel. Those are not the nicest things. People all squashed in, and you've got your dirty laundry, you're running out of medication, elderly people, one room for a family with kids. This is not ideal for anyone at all. But again, we rely so much on computer systems